That's Asian table. Woo-wee.
Hi everyone! So in this video we're gonna show you guys how we make pho in our family. So it's not an authentic Vietnamese recipe, but it is a pho recipe that our family likes to make. So our first challenge is ingredients. This is all we got today, and this is where we need to be. So we're gonna go shopping. Let's go. Okay, I don't know how to pick pho noodles. I just look for the one that's most vacuum sealed. I just assume that it's, doesn't have any mini holes in it, so that's what I picked. In terms of thinly sliced beef, this store doesn't allow us to choose beef and then they slice it for us, so you just have to pick from these. And they're not required for our family, so I'm opting out of it because it's so expensive. Anyways, here's what we got. We got 2 beef ribs, beef shank, 2 tripes. We got a beef heart, beef tendon, shrimp. These are toppings, pork skins, toppings, meatballs, and we use these as our toppings as well. For the broth, we have spice bag. 4 of these. I don't know if I'm going to use all of it, but we have that. And we have garlic, ginger, and an onion. Oh, we have a 10-pound bag of pho noodles as well. We have these as toppings. Hoisin, sriracha, beef paste, and this garlic sauce. For the toppings, we have these bean sprouts, limes, jalapenos. I think these are like jalapenos, but they're cut up long. And then we have some cilantro and culantro. We're gonna go pick some mint and some basil and green onions from outside. Oh, of course, we need a snack. That is what we have for 20 people. 20 plus people. Okay, let's cook the tendon because this takes the most time. Just clean it and then boil it. Like, boil the heck out of it. And then in a separate pot, we're gonna parboil our shank and the ribs to remove any impurities. Start the parboiling process in cold water, and then once it starts boiling, then you remove it and clean it off. While those are boiling, clean your tripe. Don't forget to clean between each layer.
And then you're supposed to go into each layer. Make sure it's not dirty.
Okay, so we're just gonna cut these pork meatloaves, and we like to boil it and then slice it, but I don't think that's necessary because these are already pre-cooked, but we just do it because habits. Okay, this is a little more cooked than I liked it to be, but it's okay. We're just gonna remove it and we're gonna clean it off by removing any of the bone fragments and blood. Now that the bigger pot is free, I'm just moving the tendons into the bigger pot. And then I have an even larger pot going outside. These are going to be where I'm going to put the cleaned bones and shank. So normally I only fill the pot halfway because I want the bones to cook a little bit longer in there, but it's too late. Back inside, we're cutting up the heart into 3s just so that it cooks faster. Then with the onions, I'm just going to cut it into 3s just so that I have more char on it. Garlic, I'm just going to chop up the top. With the ginger, I'm slicing it in half, and then I'm going to throw all of these good aromatics onto a barbecue thingamajig. I don't know what this calls, but it's a lifesaver. And surprisingly, I was able to fit everything on it. Throughout the cooking process, always be checking on your tendon, make sure that it still has water and doesn't boil over. Snack time! In a separate pot, boil the heart and the tripe. They take quite a while to cook. I think the heart takes a little bit longer than the tripe, but I just cook them together because I don't have any more pots to boil stuff in. Okay, we're back outside with the seasoning packet. This is a packet I just bought from the Asian store. It comes with this little fabric pouch, which we will use later, so don't throw it away. I just pan fry it with no oil. The heat helps to bring out some of the aromatics from the spices. I think it makes a huge difference. Okay, don't burn your spices like I did. Look how smoky it is. Anyways, still good. Might make the pho a little bitter, but it's alright. Okay, now for the charring of the other aromatics. I just kind of throw it on the propane, but if you have a grill, even better. And then I just put all of the spices in the bag. Normally, a normal person would probably use a spoon, but no, we are not normal. Yeah. And we're just gonna tie it up. Honestly, I don't know how to tie this.
Tie it any way you want, basically. Just tie it any way you want.
But you want to make sure that it's tied tightly so that it doesn't unravel in the broth. Yeah, there you go. Okay, back to the onions. I like to get a little bit of brown on the onions, but unfortunately I burned everything else. So yeah, it's okay. It's okay. You could just cut some of it off. Okay, back inside. The tripe should be ready. And also the hearts are ready because they were cooking for a while. You can tell that it's cooked by cutting into it. At least that's how I test. Back outside, the broth is back on the propane stove, and we're gonna add some salt and 1 packet of the beef broth powder. You could add more if you want, but right now I'm kind of just adding it for a little bit of flavor. I will add more later on. Okay, back inside, we are prepping our toppings. I think the only thing that is Vietnamese approved is the way I chopped these limes, because this is what my Vietnamese friends taught me. And now I can blame them for the disappointment I feel when someone serves me lime that is not cut this way. Okay, quick question. Green onions and pho, do you like them chopped thinly or do you like them chopped thick? For me, I like it thin, but you know, as long as I have it, it's okay if it's cut any other way. Okay, now we're just gonna cook the remainder of the proteins: shrimp, meatballs, and meatloaf. For the shrimp, they just get boiled quickly until they're cooked, and then the meatloaf and the meatballs get boiled as well. Usually the meatballs just go straight into the broth, but today we're just gonna boil. Okay, here's my second favorite thing: going to my parents' garden to pick the basil and the mint. Look at this garden, it is fabulous. I don't know how they do it. I mean, this is pretty bad clay soil, but they make it work. I love it. These were our childhoods in the farm, in the garden, while other kids went to Kuman. So, yeah. Okay, back inside, we are checking up on our tendons. They are still tough, so we're just gonna chop them in half and put it back in. Hopefully it'll cook faster, because it's been like 3 hours and they're still not where we want them to be. But the meatball and the meatloaf is ready for chopping. Luckily, I have minions who have just arrived for eating, and I am making them work before they eat. So they are chopping all of these toppings for me while I go outside and finish the broth, aka put in the spice bag and all of the charred aromatics, aromics. I don't know. Okay, but here's a close-up of the broth so far, and we're gonna add 1 more of the broth powder. And since I don't measure how much water it is, you kind of just have to taste and go. Asian tablespoon.
That's an Asian tablespoon. No wonder it tastes so good.
Okay, so now we're just gonna take the beef shank out so we could chop it. And when I say we, I mean my minions. And this is what the broth looks like. It's a little dark because the stuff is a little burned, but honestly, it wasn't bad. Okay, the tendon is almost done, but we have to eat, so we're just gonna call it done. This is good enough. Yeah, it still had a little bite to it, but you know what? It was okay. It was good enough. Time to deliver it to my minion who can chop it up for us. Okay, so this is the final broth. This is ready to serve. This is what it looks like. It has the bones in the bottom. We also have the hot water going on the side. This is where we're going to be cooking the noodles and then adding the broth into our noodle bowl. And then this is all of the toppings that we have today. You know, we have the veggies, we have the ingredients, the flavors, the meats, so you know, everyone just kind of builds their own bowl. Even the kids know how to make their own bowl of fun. It's not a real Asian party if you don't have a kids table. I mean the cool table. Okay, this is my bowl. I like to cook my noodles first and then put my ingredients and my toppings on and then put the broth last. That way I can enjoy my bowl piping hot and the noodles are not so soggy yet. So yeah, this is how our family likes to eat. It is not authentic Vietnamese pho. We are not claiming that. But if you come over for pho night, this is what you should expect from us. This and a food coma, obviously. Okay, this is the broth after. I think we pretty much killed it. This is the topping afterwards. Yeah, I think we did pretty good. Okay, that is our family pho night. I hope you enjoyed it. If you did, please don't forget to like and subscribe for more videos like this in the future. Alright, thank you so much and see you next time.